Almost 2 years ago I visited a small track in Nottinghamshire called the Hangar, and even though it's a small track, it was one of my favorite indoor tracks with how physical it was. And over the last few visits we've had good times, and the not so good times. But since the track opened years ago the layout has always stayed the same. That is until now. And since my last visit to the track
my content has drastically changed. So me, SuperKart Blondie and Drivingforward all went to the new track to see if the new layout was any better than the old. And there's only one word to describe how it went. Chaos. Boys and girls, and welcome back to another video where today you join me in the absolute middle of nowhere. Now of course we're not in the middle of nowhere, we're here at the hangar today. So like I said in the intro, we've got a new track layout, so we're here to try it out. I wouldn't say we've been invited down, but we actually won a competition to come down, so technically we have been invited down. So thank you very much to the hangar. But we want to try out the new track, as like I said, I've been here before quite a few times if you remember. It's been a while since I've been here. Did hold the lap record at one point.
I ain't gonna last long.
Very physical first section and a very gridline-esque second section. And I've just set a 26.3, so I am currently holding the lap record.
So what you're saying is, considering I did my Operation 24 video last time,
yeah,
we now need a sequel of Operation 25.
We do need a sequel of Operation 25. I think it's doable. Not by me, but I think you or Hannah could do it.
Heard it here first from the man himself. So we're here with Hannah, and we've actually got Drivingforward with us today as well. So it's been a while since he's been in a kart, so good to see him in a kart again. But yeah, that's all we're here for. Just try a track, see what the new layout's like. And like I say, let's get inside, let's try this new layout, and I'll see you on the track. So here we go then, around the new layout of the hangar. As we come under the bridge and start going in the opposite direction to what the original hangar layout was. And this layout is basically just hairpin after hairpin after hairpin after hairpin. I know the old layout was basically hairpins, but especially this second bit of the section, it's literally hairpin after hairpin. It's very tight, very technical. But Dom gets past us, he's been on the session before this, so he does know the layout. So it's good to get behind him, see what lines he's taking, as he's done a bit of experimenting in the last session. So going under the bridge, still behind him, and then going over the ramp as he starts to pull a bit of a car length there. But he does go wide, come to the bottom of the ramp. And like I say, I'll go a little bit wide here, trying to experiment with a wider line, but the kart just sort of gets unsettled. And I'll say he slowly starts to pull away there. About a lap later, we've got Miss Blondie next to us, and I've got to show my dominance in the relationship by shoving into the barrier. I cannot let her go in past me. But if we do get to a lap later, she gives us a little budge. She's right next to us again, and I think she gets past us this time. My masculinity goes down the sink. She's got past, and she basically just claims her dominance in the relationship. I've got nothing left against it, but she's obviously much quicker around this track, so let's try and follow her, let's see what line she's taking. I'll say she really seems to pull over that ramp. I know she weighs a bit less than me, and it does turn out she does have the quick kart. Kart 7 that she's in was the quicker one out of the night. Try and scare her there into a little bit of a mistake, but she ain't going to budge, and she starts storming away. But then if we skip to a bit later on in the session, Dom's slowed down for us, so we're right behind Dom now. As we come over the ramp, I'm just going to get a bit too much oversteer coming down the ramp. It's a very easy mistake to do. You brake too late for the corner coming down the ramp, and the kart just seems to really unsettle. Rear end comes out. Like I say, it's a very easy mistake to do. You really want to brake a bit earlier on the ramp to try and get the kart rotated in enough. But then if you do it obviously too early, it's slowing down too much. So just finding that limit of where you need to brake. As we say, a lap later, Dom literally does exactly the same thing that I do. Gets a bit too oversteery, but I can't really take advantage here as I'm trying out different lines, trying a much wider line. It doesn't really seem to work. As we skip to again a bit later. Let Hannah past almost as we try and see if the cutback works under the bridge. So it's not really going to work. It's something that I'm just trying to see if there's any overtaking opportunities, see if there's anywhere to overtake, because it does really seem to be a track that doesn't favour overtaking. It's a nice track to sort of put times down, but for actually overtaking racing seems a bit difficult, but that's what we're trying. And there's the end of the session. There's a checkered flag. It's a good first session as Hannah storms with the new lap record with a 26.1. Dom comes in with a 26.4 and I come in with a almost 6. So let's get to the second session and see if we can improve on that.
You guys okay with carts? You want to swap? Or
Can we swap? Should we swap?
Yeah, we'll put Hangar in 2 then. 7, is that alright, dudes?
Yeah. Tough. Tough. Here we go then, straight into session 2, and straight away we've got SuperKart Blondie behind us. As we know, she's a much faster around here. We do let her through once again to try and copy her line, see what she's doing, see what line she's taking, see if we can learn anything from being behind. Do a little bit of a mistake there going into the second hairpin. It does allow her to pull a few kart lengths again, but again it's just copying the line, seeing what she's doing. She seems to be narrower coming into some of the entries, I say a bit wider into some of the exits. She slows down on the ramp for me and I try and stop her even more by grabbing onto a cart, but instead we're just going to shove her into the barrier there on the exit of, well, to the entry of hairpin 4, which gives her a little budge there, sends our car a bit wide, so we're just going to return the favour there and just shove her into the barrier once again. I swear we do have a healthy relationship. If we get the actual replay on that from my cam box, say she budges me, I budge her back. It's what it is, you know, it's what it is. But we do let her pass. And Ollie Pastor, who also joins us on track because he does want to try and get the lap record back off Hannah from the first session. So he joins us on track for this one. We do let him through, and actually he was behind me for a bit here. I say he started budging me a bit as he just tried to get past, so I just let him past again, try and get some clean lap times in for him. And as we come to a few more laps later, Hannah slowed down for us, and she's gonna go a bit wide, more slowing down. We're gonna get side by side going up the ramp. Are we gonna get a move in? No, we're just gonna brake a bit too early. She gets me round the outside of the third hairpin. Skip a bit more forward into the lap. She goes wide, coming into the second hairpin. I try and grab her car, I push her back, I try and levitate me forward. This time it did work. I actually managed to get past her using that tactic. Yeah, and I just let her past anyway. We've also got Dom as well to the right of us. And so when I did that, I didn't realise that actually that I should almost try and pass on her there. When I did that, I did also realise that actually if you use that that hairpin a bit wider, it does follow that section a bit better. But so Dom gets past us as well from us trying that funny move. And here is a quick lap of the Hangar from guys inside the helmet.
So we're going to fly a lap around the Hangar, down the main straight, it's all exactly the same. T1 flat out, right per usual, hit the apex. Now you want a tiny lift into the new hairpin, full commitment, dab of the brakes into the next corner, use all the track right there, over the ramp. Quick dab of the brakes just at the end of the ramp, get it rotated, middle of the track, go wide again. Another hairpin, keep it flat, another hairpin, all the way to the edge of the track again, and then use the inside to get the faster laps. Physical. Oh yeah, I forgot one thing to say about the track, is these hairpins here are too tight. I reckon if you did this, have this a bit wider and come in like that, flows the track a bit better. It's not as tight. Like I say, this first bit's great, goes this corner. This bit's good as well, a little bit full commitment, dab sharp on the brakes, use the track. But yeah, come out a little bit wide, use all of this, get wide, use all of that. This is far too tight for it to be there. Can't box down too much. Far too much.
So yeah, as I was saying, just expanding that last hairpin just seemed to make that second part of the track flow a lot better. But there's the end of the session, so it's a fun session, fun layout. Hannah doesn't quite improve a time, Ollie doesn't quite get the lap record. Dom improves from his session and I improve a tiny bit. Not really too happy with my time, but it is what it is. Yeah, like I said, it's a fun track, fun layout, it was a good time out, so let's get back to myself on the track. Right guys, there we go, that's the new track at the Hangar. It's physical, it's a lot more physical than the old one. Yeah, first bit's really good, second bit I'm a bit iffy about, but like I say, maybe it's my heavy weight, it's not really helping out very much. It's still quite technical, it's a lot more technical than the old layout. I'd definitely recommend you coming out to give it a go. As I was saying on the cam box view, if you can hear me, if you get that final corner, extend it out a little bit more, I reckon it will flow the second bit a bit better. But yeah, that was a fun track. It's nice to see Dom back on the track as well. Fun little battles in there, so it's good. Good. Not really too happy with my time, but there you go. After putting on some weight after the last time I did it, it's not really going to go very well. I didn't have the rocket car either, number 17 like a rocket. And yeah, I didn't get it. But there you go. So yeah, so definitely come down to the Hangar. Definitely recommend it if you're in the Nottinghamshire area. Like I say, it's a hidden gem. We'll put it this way, hidden gem. Didn't get the 25 seconds either. But yeah, thank you very much for watching YouTube. Hope you like this one. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one.